Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2012 graduation ceremonies for Centers for Spiritual Living and the Holmes Institute San Diego Regional Center. Please welcome the practitioners of the Centers for Spiritual Living. Graduating practitioners of the United Centers for Spiritual Living. Center for Spiritual Living, Menifee. Graduating practitioners from Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science.
We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth.
Graduating practitioners from In Spirit Center for Spiritual Living.
It's a blessing to the world.
Graduating practitioners from Seaside Center for Spiritual Living.
I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am.
Graduating practitioners from Namaste Center for Spiritual Living. The graduating practitioners from Vision, a Center for Spiritual Living.
We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth.
The graduating practitioners from Online Education. I'd like to introduce the Ministerial students from the Holmes Institute San Diego Regional Center. Now please welcome the ministers of the Centers for Spiritual Living. First, Dr. Reverend Alice Bandy, Spiritual Director, Heart of Teaching Chapter here in Encinitas, California. Reverend Patty Paris, Senior Minister, Vision, a Center for Spiritual Living, San Diego. Reverend Dr. Roger Julien, In Spirit, Center for Spiritual Living, Mission Viejo, California. Reverend Dr. Linda McNamara, Senior Minister, Center for Spiritual Living, Laguna Woods, California. Reverend Tammy Mars, Executive Director, Associate Minister, Seaside Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Sandy Moore, Founding Minister, In Spirit Center for Spiritual Living, Mission Viejo, California. Reverend Fran Lascota Christ, Artistic Director, Seaside Center for Spiritual Living. On his birthday, Reverend Rick Mars from Seaside. Reverend David F. Alexander, Senior Minister, New Thought Center for Spiritual Living, Lake Oswego, Oregon. Reverend Dr. Kathy Hearn, Speaker, Consultant, Counselor, Facilitator, La Jolla, California. Reverend Dr. Kristen Hawkins, Founding Minister, Namaste Center for Spiritual Living in Long Beach. Reverend Dr. Christina Tillotson, Distance Education, Dean Holmes Institute and Centers for Spiritual Living. Reverend Doug Fogelsong, Spiritual Leader, Center for Spiritual Living in Greater Las Vegas. Reverend Dr. Harry Morgan Moses, Senior Minister, Community Leader, Spirit Works Center for Spiritual Living in Burbank, California. Reverend Kirk Moore, Co-Minister, Music Director, In Spirit Center for Spiritual Living, Mission Viejo. Reverend Catherine Bona, Assistant Minister, In Spirit Center for Spiritual Living, Mission Viejo. Reverend Ann Green, retired, Menifee Valley, Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Les DeMarco, Spiritual Director, Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science. Reverend Bonnie Rose, Senior Minister, Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Mark Lopance, Assistant Minister, North Hollywood Church of Religious Science. Reverend Beverly Lee Branham, retired, Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Springs, California. Reverend Dr. Constance Cook Core, Minister, San Diego Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of downtown. Reverend John Pileski, Senior Minister, San Diego Center for Spiritual Living, also in the heart of downtown. Reverend Suzette Wehunt, Senior Minister, Holmes Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Jane Westerkamp, Spiritual Leader, Center for Spiritual Living in Bonita. Reverend Jim Wyatt, Assistant Minister, Center for Spiritual Living in Temecula Valley. Reverend Lori Sheets, Staff Minister, Seaside Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend James Peake, Assistant Minister, Namaste Center for Spiritual Living in Long Beach. Reverend Susanna Bear, Youth and Family Minister, Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science. Reverend Guy Williams, Spiritual Director, Hilltop Center for Spiritual Living, Fallbrook, California. Reverend Tracy Earlywine, Staff Minister, Harmony Center for Spiritual Living in Whittier, California. Reverend Sam Flynn, Staff Minister, Vision Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Linda Overton, Youth and Family, Center for Spiritual Living, Menifee Valley. Reverend Penny Hayhurst, Staff Minister, Center for Spiritual Living in Menifee Valley. Reverend Catherine Economo, Dean, Holmes Institute, San Diego Regional Center. Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen, Spiritual Leader, Seaside Center, and Director, Holmes Institute, San Diego Campus. Reverend Dr. John Waterhouse, President, Centers for Spiritual Living, and co-founding minister of Center for Spiritual Living in Asheville, North Carolina. And now I'd like to welcome the ministerial graduates of the Holmes Institute, San Diego Regional Center. First, Elizabeth Crisostomo, Wildomar, California. Josie Castaneda de los Santos, St. George, Utah. Colin King, Seattle, Washington. Joyce Kinzel, Burbank, California. Teresa Luttrell, Kenmore, Washington. Shannon O'Hurley, Portland, Oregon. Judy Pando, Ventura, California. Donna Smith, Mount Vernon, Washington. And Judy Ann Young, Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's give love to all of our honorees today, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated.
And good afternoon, everyone. What a joy it is to celebrate today with you, and welcome to the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living, a spiritual nexus inspiring us to live our dreams and our divinity. The campus that hosts the Holmes Institute, the regional San Diego campus, and it is truly a day in which our movement is uplifted because of what is taking place here today. We are part of a historical moment because we are live streaming this graduation today. And what's exciting about that is one of your colleagues, Rob Applegate, who is graduating today, is doing so from China. And so, Rob, we love you. We can feel your presence. Thank you, Tim Griffin, for sharing this. And so, the dean of the Holmes Institute, the San Diego campus, like to call her a star thrower, truly a visionary, a wonderful expression of light, a big, hard one who cares for the wonderful students here at the Holmes Institute, none other than the Reverend Catherine Economo.
Hello, hello, there we are. Hello, everyone. What a pleasure it is to welcome you here today for this joyous celebration of consciousness. How often do we get to do that? I get to do it once a year. I welcome you here to Seaside, and speaking not only for myself and Dr. Christian and the Seaside family, but for the graduates, we want to thank all of our loved ones for coming here and celebrating with us today, and marking this amazing day in the life of the person that you love. I was saying earlier that this is not a day that any practitioner or minister will forget in their life, and so thank you for coming and participating and being part of this amazing celebration. We're here today to honor and recognize the accomplishment of graduation for our practitioners and ministers. We're welcoming new practitioners from 6 Southern California centers, along with our online class with new practitioners from 8 states. Yay. Great. We're celebrating 10 new ministerial graduates from the San Diego Regional Center of the Holmes Institute, 9 who will be present with us today. We have one of the most powerful voices in New Thought with us, Brenda Lee Eager. And yes, our amazing community choir that I get to be part of for a couple of minutes here, led by our artistic director, Reverend Fran Lascota Christ and friends. And we're honored, absolutely honored, to have the new president of the Centers for Spiritual Living, Reverend Dr. John Waterhouse, with us today. Not too shabby. And so, as we begin all things, we begin in prayer. And so I'll invite Reverend Dr. Alice Bandy to come forward for our invocation.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's just a wonderful, wonderful day today. I'm so honored to be a part of this ceremony, so honored to look at all your beautiful faces. Congratulations to all of you dear ones. And so if you'll just join me now in consciousness, as we turn within, as we always do, to that quiet place, that still place, that place of truth. And as we do so collectively here today, we do so in the company of thousands of millions of people who have given their lives over to a sacred yearning, a sacred teaching, a way of life that is deeply spiritual, in understanding that that is the true reality of life. And so it is in combination, in community with all of those who have gone before us, that we turn our attention now to God, to that basic knowing within each of us that lives at the center of the heart, that truth, that place of reality, that place of knowing that this is the reality of life that is lived from the inside, that great presence that is so profound, so magnificent, so amazingly full of love, so amazingly expansive in joy, that point of grace that I know as God. And standing in the presence of this one divine being, this one divine life, I speak this word today of blessing for this ceremony, for this graduation of consciousness, for all of those who have given over their lives to this study and this truth. And I know that there is a great blessing that is poured forth here, right at the center of us, pouring out into so many lives that are touched here, because we are here together, so many more lives that will be touched in the future, so many more lives that will be changed and realized more fully, simply because this graduation is taking place. And so this is no small thing. This is no small thing that we are here together today. And so I know and realize for each one of us that every word that is spoken here today, the great look in each eye, the smile, the music, the prayers that are said, the words of inspiration, they all resonate today into this world in an amazing way, into our individual lives, bringing with it the gift of power, the power of the presence of God in a real way, never before known. So for this, I am so very grateful, so abundantly grateful. And it is in that sense of gratitude and that vast flow of the mystery of grace that we just allow this time to begin, knowing it is so beautiful and so good. And I'm grateful for it, and so it is.
So it is. All right. We are so blessed to have this multi-center choir with us today. I want you to give them a special round of applause for their appearance today and standing for so long. And for Sherry O'Hara and Sylvia Isley Aguilera that picked up the call to be leaders, Dave Avane, and then there's Miss Martha Kahn leading this one for us. Except I'm having a little problem with this one, Eduardo. You got it? Don't you know that I am holding you? There I am inside each breath you take, and my arms are
Good afternoon. We're honored at the beginning to read our Declaration of Principles and the Global Vision. The Declaration of Principles, for those of you that don't know, was originally penned by Ernest Holmes back in the 20s, and the Global Vision is the part that has been adopted in more recent times by our organization. So you'll be able to hear both interspersed. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God.
We know that there is one life, everywhere expressing its infinite nature, and that this life is called many things: universal intelligence, beauty, infinite abundance, peace, spirit, joy, creativity, or simply God.
We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everyone, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit.
We envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. We demonstrate the oneness of Spirit in everything that we do, knowing that this oneness is inclusive of race, age, ethnicity, culture, history, religion, political affiliation, experience, gender, and sexual orientation.
We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding.
We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought, a world where each and every person discovers his or her own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone.
We believe that heaven is within us, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it.
We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with the highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individuality and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action.
We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all.
We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging, a world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement, and justice. We envision a worldwide culture in which forgiveness, whether for errors, injustices, or debts, is the norm.
We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God.
We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life, a world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. We envision a world in which resources are valued, cared for, and grown, and where there is a generous and continuous sharing of these resources.
We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence.
We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of the political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, providing sustainable structure to further the emerging global consciousness. We are all in this life together, and we include everyone in our vision of a peaceful, loving world.
We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual, and that any person may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God.
We stand together in a shared commitment and devotion to our spiritual principles, practices, and values. Through our personal lives and organizational culture, Centers for Spiritual Living is in service to all life through sustaining a consciousness of ever unfolding love, peace, and abundance.
We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it.
We envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics.
We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind.
We teach spiritual solutions and practices to address the everyday challenges of life. We strive to assist individuals in their own evolutionary awakening process, encouraging all of our members to live courageous, fearless lives and to be passionate about life and its possibilities.
We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all.
We are a community empowered with the realization of unity and wholeness, from which flows the ultimate healing power of forgiveness and love. We are known for the love we share throughout our community and the world.
We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God.
That is so beautiful, isn't it? Yes, we believe. Hello, I'm Reverend Tammy Mars. It's my joy to honor each of our students, for Science of Mind has many classes. And we want to honor everyone who has completed any of our classes this year. So to begin with, we want to honor the teachers that have been a part of teaching the practitioner classes and the ministerial classes. Will the teachers and teaching assistants please stand so that we can recognize you? And there are many Science of Mind students who have been have taken part in classes. So anyone who has completed the level 1 classes, the foundation class or the Beyond Limits class this year, can you please stand so that we can acknowledge you? Beautiful. And the level 2 classes, those like Essential Earnest, Treatment and Meditation, Power of Your Word, Self-Mastery, Financial Freedom, Visioning, Practical Mysticism, Meditation is More Than You Think, Troward, or any of the second level classes. Could you please stand so that we can honor you? And we want to honor those that have just finished their first year of practitioner training. Could you please stand so that we can honor you? And of course, we know that they do not do this alone. Will all the families, friends, mentors of our graduates who have supported them in their studies, and please stand so that we can really acknowledge you. Thank you. God is good. I have the honor of introducing our singer today, Brenda Lee Egger, which is a very powerful woman. She's an American soul singer, songwriter, and musical theater performer who has written and performed several hits. She has sung duets with such artists as Ray Charles, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, and has also written songs that have been recorded by the staple singers, Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight, Prince, and Bobby Womack, and a lot more. Please welcome to the stage, Brenda Lee Egger.
Good morning. Yes, it's always morning in our teaching. I am so exuberantly happy to be here. So congratulations to all of you. I planned another song, but this song just moved me so. I hope you don't mind if I do on a clear day. Okay. This is for all of you who've done the work. I cry every time I see you take that walk because I know the work that you've done. So I commend you. Okay. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You will feel a part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never heard before. On a clear day, on a clear day, you can see forever and ever. You can see forever and ever. You can see forever and ever. On a clear day, rise and look around you. You're gonna see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You feel a part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far playing with. Every mountain, sea and shore, you can hear from far and near a word that you've never heard before. On a clear day, on a clear day, you can see forever. You can see forever. You can see forever, evermore. This is what I want you to say with me. It's all there for us now. It's a new paradigm. I want everybody to just sing one time with me. Evermore. Evermore. Woo! Oh, do it till it makes you feel so good. Evermore. Do, 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 do. Woo! Do, 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 do. Ba-bum, dum, dum, ba-dum, bum, dum, dum, dum. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was fabulous. Thank you. Told you it's going to be a great day. Told ya. So, again, we are here to honor and recognize our new class of spiritual practitioners. This is a very important role within our organization. Our practitioners hold the light of truth for all those they come in contact with. And they put spiritual principle into action basically by practicing their lives. There's not a minister sitting here today who does not consider themselves a practitioner first. Am I right? Yes, of course. It's the active spiritual practice of knowing truth and practicing the presence that's the foundation of all spiritual work and healing. And so it is with love that we honor and celebrate these students who have studied so well the art and the craft of the practitioner. And so today we will be welcoming practitioner graduates from the Global Heart Online Practitioner Class of 2012, the Center for Spiritual Living, Menifee, the Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science, In Spirit Center for Spiritual Living, Orange County, the Namaste Center for Spiritual Living, Long Beach, Seaside Center for Spiritual Living here in Encinitas, and Vision, a Center for Spiritual Living in San Diego. And so first, I'd like to introduce to you Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen. This is my favorite thing to do. I get to talk about Dr. Christian. He's behind me. Not only is he my boss, Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen is the director of the Holmes Institute, the San Diego Regional Center. He's the senior minister here at Seaside, and we celebrated 20 years with him last year. He served in ministry for over 30 years, and the truth is he knows the power of this philosophy through the demonstration of his life, not only in his spiritual community that he has nurtured and inspired for these 20 plus years, but in his own personal path. He comes from a lineage of ministers and was raised in religious science. He's seen the great effects a practitioner can have as he watched his mother, Reverend Jackie Sorensen, with her full-time practice as a practitioner. Today, he'll be giving the call to our practitioners. And the one thing I want to add to this introduction is that I've been part of the Seaside community for 14 years now and have been inspired and filled for that entire time by this wisdom that simply pours forth through him. And so it is with an open heart that I welcome Dr. Christian forward.
Thank you, Reverend Catherine. My goodness, that was good. I got to take you with me wherever I go. I like that. Hey, graduating practitioner class of 2012, I am so honored to have been asked to deliver the charge to you and with you, and to hear that Spirit speaking in this moment. And as Reverend Catherine mentioned, my mom, it warms my heart to be able to stand before practitioners, because I had the opportunity to witness her seeing 40 clients a week, one-on-one, for 30 years. And so whenever there's a practitioner who says, well, I don't think I can make a living at it, it falls on deaf ears. What I know is that it can be very lucrative, as well as inspiring, uplifting, motivational, and life-transforming to be able to live within that kind of consciousness, to assist individuals to discover aspects of their being that they only wondered if it was there. Yet it brings up what Woody Allen once said, is that he felt it was absurd for people to try to understand the universe when it's just so difficult to find your way around Chinatown. As people begin to tap into those dimensions of their being and begin to discover aspects and play in the realms that Ernest Holmes spoke about, that mystical realm of consciousness, the mystical is not how this world is, it's that the world is. The world is. And that's what you get to work with individuals, is so they can live in a sense of mystery, in a sense of wonder, in a sense of awe, with a sense of faith and trust, and knowing that the world is, that life is, that the Spirit is unfolding within them. And you are charged to be able to stand before those individuals that are questioning and allow them to find the strength inside of their being. As the other people around them question and they listen to the pessimists of this world, remind them that the only thing a pessimist is good for is to borrow money, because they're not expecting it back in there. What you get to do is to be that optimist. You get to be the individual that believes in them before they are manifesting successfully in their life. Anybody can be friends to someone who's a success, who's kicked the addiction, whose body now works and has manifested a healing. But what you get to do is to be that one that calls forth their magnificence, their wholeness. In the moment of question and wonder, is this possible? But say, of course it is. Because what I see inside of you is that presence. You are dialing into an aspect of their being that the our world does not see, but you're playing in dimensions beyond this physical realm. You are a metaphysician. You're playing with that which is beyond the physical. You get to be one who calls forth their wholeness, their success, their abundance, and the wellness of who they are as they walk through this world. You get to dial into those channels that are beyond the lower frequencies on my TV. I've got the single-digit channels where I grew up with and I mostly look at, and I have expanded into the little higher dimensions. Oprah Winfrey's not even on the major networks anymore. You got to go up into the 3-digit area to find some higher teachings on the network. And now to question it even more, we've got high definition, which means I got to go up into the thousands. That doesn't just happen from channel surfing. I need instructions. I need guidance. I need TV practitioners that tell me where to look. And what you get to do as a spiritual practitioner is assist people in looking to a higher place, a higher frequency, a higher dimension of being. Because I'll tell you, there's channels that are pointing things to us that are not that pleasant. Art Buchwald, the syndicated humorist, once told a graduating class that we are leaving you a perfect world. Don't screw it up. But I'll tell you, that statement probably hasn't been put out too much anymore. You're watching the TV, last week you've got the worst decline in finances in Wall Street all year. You're hearing about the wars. You're watching the bombs go off in Afghanistan, the shrinking economy, and worse than that, after 9/11, you got a world that is being operated by fear and terror. And even worse than that, you can talk about global warming and the people that are living in poverty, and the story goes on from those channels. But I want you to know some historical facts, if you would, from the channel. Not the worry channel, the weather, but the historical channel that will tell you, you know what, going on our planet right now is a profound level of peace. That it is the first time in centuries and centuries that the most prospering nations are not at war at each other, not creating some geopolitical war, that there is not a war going on between those nations, that there is not a Cold War going on, and there isn't even an arms race going on, that it is the first time that in centuries, 500 centuries, it is a very rare time of peace upon our planet from the historical standpoint that people aren't looking at. What is going on upon our planet is a time that is that we went through an economic crash in 2008 that followed by as bad as it was in 29, but we didn't stay there. We are lifting ourselves out, but people are running around saying how bad they're dialed into those lower frequencies. What you get to do is to point out that, because of the political stability upon our planet, there is one emerging economy that's taking place. The world is cooperating with each other. There's something going on in a global nature, the noosphere. We're communicating with one global brain. We're moving to that sense of one heart. There is something that is taking place upon this planet that is good, that is profound, and you get to be the one who points that out. You're being called to look at the presence of God that is showing up in this world. The time of war, in this last decade, there have been less people killed than the 90s. And this is including war, civil war, and even terrorist. And the 5 previous decades, this decade has 75% less people. And then you go back to World War II, it's 95% less people. Because of what is going on here, there's a shift. We are living in a profound time of peace, and because of that, the nations are prospering. People are beginning to live longer. A third of the people being born today in developed nations will live to be 100 years old. The technology today that is emerging is transformative. You hold in the palm of your hand with a cell phone more computing than the Apollo space capsule had. The capsule couldn't tweet. When I was in school, I couldn't text. Forget sexing. If you wanted to send a picture of your private parts, you had to fax it back then. Where do you think Kinko's got its name? But what I want you to get and to understand is that it's not about being complacent. Hey, we're living in a peaceful world and everything's good and the economy is getting better and there's more people living. And the poverty levels, United Nations says in the last 50 years, more people have come out of it than in the last 500 years. And most of that's been the last 20 years. It's not about that. It is about recognizing that the last 100 years, we have made it through Great Depressions. We have made it through 2 world wars. We have made it through 9/11 and the fear of terrorism. And the reason is because of the human spirit. Not because of the technology, but the human spirit. And that is what you are being called to work with, is the human spirit, because the next century will hold its issues, its moral blind spots, its challenges. And what you get to do is work with the human spirit that knows that it is capable of reaching and surpassing any of the challenges that this physical world can deal with. You have inside of yourself the magnificence and the magnitude of that which is necessary. And you get to call forth that to the people that are dialing into that worry channel, the people that are sitting before you that haven't hit the success yet, those people that aren't living their destiny, but you will see within them the magnitude and the magnificence. You will know the lyrical destiny that lies within you as well as others. You will be on that path of epiphanies. You will be living causes for gratitude in your world and bringing forth the presence of God into this physical world in which we live, which will move you beyond your five senses. You will be coming from a different dimension of connectedness with that infinite source that shows up in this world. And what is going on? Ernest Holmes said that creation is not the end, but it is the beginning. That creation, whether it is a challenge or whether it is beautiful, is not the end, it is the beginning. He said that your job is to pray and it is God's job to execute. And when you're coming from that high place, from that lyrical destiny of your being, you're able to see as Spirit sees and know that what begins to expand in your field of awareness is that presence of God in that kingdom as a reality that is looking for a place to manifest. You will be able to dance in a reality and a realization that is purely divine, and you will be expanding your soul to the dimensions it has never been before, and you'll be filled with the realization from the collective unconscious or the illumined realization. You'll be moved to a place of agony or ecstasy. The choice is yours as opposed to what channel you're dialing into. What frequency? Is it a higher one from high definition or the lower one of the world of fear and concern? You are called to turn people to those higher frequencies of being. This is what you get to do in this world. We've been waiting for you to do this. And when you're coming from the elevated perspective, when you're coming from that higher place, you will begin to see the opportunities that are really available for you and for your clients that are walking in this world of form. You will begin to see the infinite opportunities of God. They're knocking to come forth, to express themselves. And the best thing that you can do is to have a healthy you. To have a healthy you. You have had fantastic spiritual facilitators and teachers. They are to be honored. They have loved you, but they haven't taught you what to think. They've taught you how to think. They've taught you how to meditate. They have pointed you to the ineffable realm. And it becomes your responsibility to operate from those higher frequencies of being. You have been given a lot. And what we are told, for those that have been given a lot is expected. And nothing less than that great expression of God as you is what this movement expects. Congratulations, graduating practitioner class of 2012.
Every year, we invite our participating churches to nominate someone from their graduating class to represent their church. This year, we are proud to welcome graduate Jeannie Watson-Smith from the Namaste Center for Spiritual Living to answer the call for our graduating practitioners. Jeannie.
Good afternoon, beloveds. You know, if someone had asked me 10 years ago if I would address a group of, bless you, but strangers as beloveds and mean that, I don't know that I would have believed them. Beloved not only of me, but we are the beloved. There is love. And as the very truth of our lives, we are held in and as that love. And although I know the charge, the call, has been not given lightly today. It's not accepted lightly, but it is, in my case, accepted in a feeling of immense exaltation and gratitude. Gratitude not only for this particular honor, that of graduation, but gratitude for all that has come before. Those necessary lessons that the law of my being, that the law of our beings called forth. The call. The truth of our lives urging us to greater and greater expansion. The truth. That very nature of our being. And what I know is that which answers the call today is the great I am. As deep cries unto deep. As we answer this call today, my beloveds, not only publicly, and for which I am so very honored to do, but with our hearts, we have set the law in motion, the law of our being, of our lives, that which has brought us here today. All the joy and the sorrow, the challenges and the victories, all of it has culminated in this today, this opportunity to say yes to Spirit as the truth of my life. And the law has been placed in motion now, and now, and now, the eternal now. It unfolds as us. As our beloved practitioner emeritus Joanne Bourgeois says, "A la me." And in addition to all the outer and inner activity that has occurred, there have been so many who have held us precious, who have held our hearts in our hands while we walked this path. And I won't dare speak for you, but for me, sometimes that path was akin to crawling across the Gobi Desert on crushed glass. But there were those, friends, family, partners, spouses, teachers, reverends, each and every one of us here today has set that law in motion. Oh, I can't wait to see what comes next. And so it is in that spirit of gratitude and exaltation that I say yes today on behalf of my beloved graduating practitioner class of 2012. In addition, I invite all of you here who may wish to reestablish your commitment to standing in truth, to standing in the knowing of love as your life, standing in that fire, to standing in the truth that joy is the very truth of your being. I invite you too to say with us, yes, yes. It is that feeling, that emotion, that acceptance, that simple word that sometimes is not very easy to say, that is perhaps the most powerful of words we can utter, of expressions that we can stand in. So thank you. It is with great joy and honor that I say yes to this call, that I say yes to all that has gone before, and I say yes to the truth of my being. And I say yes to holding the hearts of others as precious, to knowing the truth of my life to the best of my ability in every moment, to not wasting my pain. Thank you, Joanne. And to honestly face the truth and stand in the truth of my human experience, my human and emotional experience, as well as the truth of spirit as my life. Thank you.
So, Jeannie, I might have an invitation for you later. And I'm going to invite you to say yes. That's lovely. So it's a divine pick every year. I just need to say we take everybody's names, we put them in a hat, we mix them up, and the divine this year, sometimes it's my 3-year-old child, sometimes it's our registrar. This year it was Dr. Christian. God picks it, out of a hat, and so how beautiful that was. God is so good. So thank you so much. So this is the time. Are we ready? Everyone ready? So, I like to give a little bit of instruction first to facilitate this so it's going to go easily and effortlessly and sweetly. And so I will call the center. It's time when we're going to give the diplomas to our graduates. And so I will call the center and invite the minister and teachers forward to join me on stage. And as they are coming to the stage, I'm going to invite the practitioner graduates. You know what to do. You're going to stand up quickly and move over to the piano and line up in your order, right? Okay. And then I will call their names to come across, receive their diplomas and hugs, and you get to come down these stairs and just, you don't have to wait. You just go straight back to your seats, okay? All right? So everybody else, I just find it works so much easier with a little bit of information, I try not to be a controlling person, but you'll thank me in about an hour. So, okay. So I will ask, because I'm supposed to, that we hold all applause until the end, once I announce all the names, but I know we're not really going to do that, so just try to hold your applause, okay? I've been doing this for a while now, I know how it works. Okay, so we're going to start with the online practitioner class of 2012, instructors Reverend Dr. Christina Tillotson and Pat Watson. Okay, guys, come on, up, go. I'm ready. You need 10, 15, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. I'll give you 5 in a minute. Okay, ready? Quick. Here we go. Ready? Christina Aguilar, Kalispell, Montana. Mina Alexander, Los Angeles, California. Mary Altalo, Edgefield, South Carolina. Really? Bridget Austin, Truth or Consequences, Minnesota.
And New Mexico.
New Mexico? Sorry, New Mexico. Oh my goodness. Darlene Dunning, Prescott, Arizona. Thank you. Mary Eichinger, Grand Junction, Colorado. Mary Jane Marvulio, Lakewood, Colorado. Patricia Mabante, Prescott, Arizona. Penny Shaw, Warwick, Rhode Island. And Suzanne Squires, Lewes, Delaware. Thank you. Okay. And next we have the Center for Spiritual Living, Menifee, California. Instructors Reverend Frank Maitosa, Reverend Ann Green, and Liz Crisostomo. Yes? Liz. There you go. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Ready? And you want to move a little bit that way. Just move that way a little more. There you go. A little more. Liz, move over. Okay. Andrew Amaya. Alethea Boyd. Ritva DiCarlo. Daryl Prince. Sonia Cummings Prince. Congratulations. And Tamaro Ralston.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. And next we have the Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science. Spiritual Director Reverend Les DeMarco, instructors Madeline Fielding, Judy Osuna, Pauline Tedford, and Reverend Susanna Baer.
Congratulations.
Hi.
Don't miss the opportunity.
Okay.
You're a teacher. That's great.
Yeah, they're the teachers.
Well, let me
We got
get on
a
the end
hard-
here. There we go. There we go. All right, we got everybody.
All right, Elizabeth Rudd.
You still got congratulations. You got them graduated. Let's get these two.
And Marjorie Ray. Thank you.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Next, we have In Spirit Center for Spiritual Living, Orange County in Mission Viejo, Reverend Sandy Moore, Reverend Kirk Moore, Reverend Catherine Bonin, John Oden, Terry Taylor.
And Roger Julian.
And Reverend Dr. Roger Julien.
Congratulations.
Okay. Bobby Alex Becker. Marguerite P. Bonet. Beverly A. Bresden. Marianne Creeder. Deirdre Newman. Bill Salisbury. And Robana Stevenson. Thank you. And next we have the Namaste Center for Spiritual Living, Long Beach, California. In the house, Reverend Dr. Kristen Hawkins, Joanne Bourgeois, Reverend James Peak. Chris Keeney. Sue Lewis.
Congratulations.
Carol Ann Perini.
Congratulations. Oh, wonderful.
George Weatherford. Jeannie Watson Smith. And accepting the diploma for graduate Jeff Schlitt is Reverend Dr. Kristen Hawkins. Thank you. And next we have the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living, Encinitas, California. Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen, Sharon De Leon, Ginny Mills. You're up. You're up. You're first. Come on. Sandra Jenkins. Bruce Wilkerson. And David Yankaskis. And last but not least, we have Vision, a Center for Spiritual Living, San Diego, Reverend Patty Paris, teaching assistant Paul Hemmerling. Oh, Paul couldn't be here.
I'm a full-service minister.
There you go.
There you go.
Daryl Thompson. And Robert Wilson.
Hey, Daryl. Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, good. Good, you're doing. And I present to you the class of 2012 of our new practitioners of truth. And to give a special blessing for our new practitioners, I'd like to invite Reverend Sandy Moore forward.
Thank you both. I feel like a proud mama today. It's so good. And can you feel the expanded love consciousness that we have right here because of the commitment of all of you? So will you join me right now in blessing this beautiful class of practitioners, blessing them for answering the call, saying yes to turning up and turning on their high definition to be the answer to the call of life, to say, yes, God, I'm here to be the vehicle of truth. We bless them for being the answer, for being the ones that have said, I will let my life be the example of love, of goodness, of joy, and possibility on this planet here and now. For each of them to say yes to the magic and the miracle that their faith is so strong that they can walk the talk and be the ones. We bless them for being a blessing to this world, for giving their gifts, for uplifting the vibration and consciousness of the planet. And as we know they are a blessing, we also know this day they are blessed on their journey right here and now for everything they give, the love, the light, the truth, the healing comes back to them tenfold. And we truly know this world is a better, better place because they're in it. We say thank you, God, for each and every one of them. And so it is.
And I'd like to welcome back to the stage Brenda Lee Ager.
Congratulations again. I'm going to sing a song from my childhood. And it just so happens to be Dr. Martin Luther King's favorite song. So this is for all of you because I know we're all here to be of service. And when we do that, we know that we would not have lived in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or song, if I can show somebody who is traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. If I can show compassion in a world gone wrong, if I can spread love's message like all the masters taught, then my living, oh, it won't than my living. It won't be than my living, my living, my living, my living, my living won't be than my living. Oh, no matter where I go, oh, no matter what I do, let me be a service, let me be a love, let me be a light, let me be the light, let me be the song, let me be for you, my living. Will not be. Ooh, it won't be. It won't be. If I can help somebody, my living won't be. It won't be in vain. It won't be in vain.
Again, how am I supposed to talk after that? We could just all go home after that. Oh my goodness. And now we shift the program. I'm really going to do this. Now we have the opportunity to shift the program to the ministerial ceremony. As I said earlier in the program, that we are honored to have Reverend Dr. John Waterhouse with us today. Yes. And I love that. Can I call you Dr. John? Dr. John. Dr. John. I like that. Reverend Dr. John Waterhouse is the co-founding minister of the Center for Spiritual Living in Asheville, North Carolina. And I need to tell you, if you've not been there, you should be. It's a gorgeous, beautiful place and a lovely center to spend time. He is the new president of the Centers for Spiritual Living, and what I want you to know about Dr. John is that he is one of the most dedicated ministers I know to this organization and to this movement. Over his years in ministry, he is always the one who is saying yes and volunteering and stepping forward for the growth and the expansion of whatever we are at the time. Centers for Spiritual Living, United Centers for Spiritual Living, for religious science alive in this world. He is a powerhouse, and he is a blessing to us all, and I am so grateful to introduce him and welcome him here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's wonderful. I have a couple of housekeeping things to do before I get started here, having to do with what Reverend Catherine gave me as directives. Because I want to do this right, or at least the best I can. She said that my job here was the opening of the ministerial ceremony, and that I should say that at the end of my remarks. The only thing I ever remember to do at the end of my remarks is take an offering. So let's just agree that I said that at the end of my remarks, okay? Great. The other thing is that I asked her how long I could speak, and she said from 3 to 5. Well, it's after 5, so I'm figuring she meant from 5 to 7. So I bring you greetings from a worldwide organization that is changing the world. Yeah. And I don't stand here alone. I stand on the shoulders of great leaders over the past 100 years. Some in the room. Yeah. And I want to speak to our graduates today and just create a context. The rest of you be witness to this. My colleagues in these rows over here agree with me. And if you can't, fall silent. To these on the front row, I speak of your ministry, and to the ones in blue, I speak to your practitionership. And here's what I want you to know. Your practitionership and your ministry are not yours. They are not yours. Now, someone over here, I'm already getting a sense, kind of an intuitive sense. You're going, wait a minute. I paid all that money. I read all those books. I went to all those classes. I studied. I had to get my significant other to deal with it all this time. It's mine. No, it's not. And that doesn't mean that it isn't yours in the sense that you will continue to grow and prosper. You certainly will. You will continue to learn and find ways to expand your consciousness. That will never end. And you will do that now from the role of practitioner or minister. And I know you've got the oral panel thing to go through. Not to worry. Here's the secret. Know who you are. Everybody who knows who they are gets through the panel. Okay? So that's all you need to know. So just know who you are in the divine sense. Know that. So this idea of things will come to you, absolutely. However, that is only a fraction, a very small part of your ministry. Your ministry is all the lives that you will touch. All the people that will be changed forever because you treated for them, because you spoke to them, because you asked the right question, because you stood as a model for living the science of mind. That is what will create your ministry. And that will not be in you, it will be in them. Your ministry is a sea of possibilities. But it won't always be easy because you know that they'll call and want your support in that very inopportune time when you're in the middle of something else, like sleeping. Or doing, we don't need to get into everything you'll be doing. But there's nothing convenient about being a minister or practitioner in this movement. It's not designed to be easy. It's designed to be real. It's designed to change the world. We've got 100 million lives to touch. That's not going to happen at your convenient schedule. That's going to happen when it happens. So there are so many people that will be touched by you. I want to suggest that every one of you do not know the people, most of the people that will be blessed by your ministry and your practitionership. You haven't met them yet. You may never meet them. But they're out there somewhere and they're looking for you. They're looking for the truth, and you are their portal into knowing the truth of who they are. The night before I came here, when I came out to California, it was Friday morning. I had to travel from Asheville to Greenville, which is about an hour and 5 minutes, and my flight left at 5:50 a.m. But I was still at my desk at 8 o'clock that night, and the phone rang. And it was a woman from Oregon. She says she lives far away from any other community. And she's seen my wife, Barbara, and I online. And that she doesn't know how to deal with her life right now with what was going on. So a 10, 12-minute call, she left knowing that she could do whatever she needed. She's my ministry. And that's the truth for you as well. So remember to be generous, to be forgiving, and to always be loving when you do the work that you're here to do. Because we have 100 million lives to touch and more. And that's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of love. And I know every one of you is up to it so that your ministry can happen in the lives of untold numbers. That's the truth of who you are. God bless you. Thank you for your commitment and answering the call. I love you very much. Yeah.
And now to share a little bit about what the path to ministry has been for these students, I'd like to welcome Reverend Dr. Linda McNamara.
Thank you very much. I really didn't need any assistance coming up here. I just wanted to demonstrate to you all the law of attraction. So now that you know, I shall be expecting each and every one of you as new practitioners and ministers to be having a similar type consciousness. It doesn't have to be men. It can be anything that you might feel is lacking in your life right now. Although that's not lacking in my life, I can tell you. My husband is a great man. He's right out there. So, honey, it's a good thing you know Roger and David, isn't it? Oh, Brenda Lee. Oh, Brenda Lee. You touched me right at the very depth of my years of ministry and my soul and my passion. And you know, I will say to you, because I know there are some lives among the ministers, among the graduates from ministerial school, and among the new practitioners whose lives are hurting in certain areas. And I don't know what they are, but I guarantee that everybody here has some place in your life where you haven't tuned to the higher channel yet. And Brenda, as I live so that my pain shall not be in vain. The pain that got me to where I was willing to wake up. And each one of us we've seen here today the pathway to ministry illustrated as Reverend Catherine asked the people to stand up who had come into the foundational class. I don't know if I ought to tell you this or not, but that was my first step into ministry. I came into the very first class, and in those days, some in the room might remember it, but in those days, Science of Mind 1 was 15 weeks long. And then you had to do Science of Mind 2, 15 weeks long. And then you did Practitioner. Well, you've been all doing that training anyway. The path to ministry is not one that is necessarily coming through the classes. All classes you have done. With the people in the School of Ministry, I've sat with you while you have researched, loved, disliked, moved, integrated, tossed aside everything that makes you into the minister you are right now. And each and every one of you in that front row are ministers. You are ministers right now, and no one can take your ministry away from you. You know, we have a process by which you either pass or don't pass in classes all the way up through, I guess. But nobody can take your spiritual path from you. And everything that you are experiencing along the way is part of that which transforms the world. It's part of that which transforms the world. Whether you have some addiction you're struggling with as I did, or whether you have some part of your life that seems low, whether it's relationships or money or whatever, that's where you are. But every one of these people in this front row over here have walked a pathway. And the pathway is like a divided pathway. It's not really divided, but it's dual. One is the inner pathway that they've been walking to a higher consciousness. And let me tell you, we can see some traces of that as we've watched them come through psychology classes, religion classes, metaphysical Bible, traditional Bible, quantum physics. quantum medicine. They have taken in all of this, and they've come along their way, and they have, in the estimate of the people who have taught them, they have become equal. They have become equal. In every class that I have taught them, there sits a person who is equal to me in knowledge because the instructors do not hold back. But there's an outward path that they've been walking also, and that's the path of service. So here's what that looks like. First of all, it's enrolling everyone in their immediate vicinity to support them through this rigorous training in which they have no personal time, none whatsoever. So I recommend that you watch some television programs. Ask Dr. Christian, obviously he knows. He'll tell you which channels are the best. And read a good novel. Read a good novel, a good one that won't let you go. They've worked, they've sweated, they've cried. They've been in deep, deep meditation with each other and with the people that they've served. They've served in their centers as practitioners. They've served as interns. They've worked for ministers and learned from them. And they've spent most of their weekends doing their homework. This was not an easy path they chose, nor was it a cheap one. But what was calling them is what we all responded to when Brenda Lee sang, that our lives not be lived in vain, that we give our lives in service to that greater ideal, that world that works for everyone. And so for you graduates, you know I love you. And for you practitioners, I'll be talking to you soon. But don't let your struggles, your triumphs, your heartaches, your ecstatic spiritual experiences be in vain. Go out and help other people turn their channels to that higher number.